I'd like to welcome Faith Jenkins to Sidewalks Entertainment. Hi, Faith. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So many fans remember your work from the long-running courtroom series, Divorce Courts. Reflecting back, how would you describe what your experience was like working on that show?
Well, I think that working in the realm of relationships has always been a part of the bread and butter and passion in my career. My very first court appearances in New York when I started practicing law were in New York Family Court, handling divorces, child custody, child visitation. And throughout my career, and I will tell you, I didn't love it because I saw people in their relationships at their worst. And I thought, I don't want to practice family law. That's not what I want to do long term in my career. But I kept being drawn back into the family dynamic throughout the course of my career. And I started learning from those experiences. And so it's just stayed with me. And now I use it as a tool, those experiences as a tool. And even for this show, because it's always an opportunity for you to learn about relationships. And when you expose other people's issues and other people's problems, then other people can learn from those experiences and make more, better, and informed decisions about their own lives and their relationships. So that's how I look at it now in every aspect of the relationship capacity when I do these cases on TV.
So not only have you had the title of attorney, judge, legal commentator, TV host, but also author. You are the author of Sis, Don't Settle, How to Stay Smart in Matters of the Heart.
Yes.
What inspired you to write this book?
The experience that I just spoke to you about, just early on in my career, having those initial cases and watching people's relationships play out in front of me in my career, and then also in my own personal life, just moving to New York and dating and trying to figure out love, life, and relationships at the same time. So I had both the professional and the personal experiences that I wanted to put into a book and just to share with people, how do you make smarter decisions about love? Because we learn so much in school and in our trades about how to be great at our jobs.
Yeah.
But when you don't have an example of, like, I didn't have great examples of loving relationships growing up, how do you learn about how to do relationships? So I started reading early on to inform and educate myself. And I thought, I have all of this experience from working in family court, from working in TV and dealing with families and relationships and cases, and my own personal experience. I wanted to put it into a book that I knew would help every reader and just make better decisions, learn what to look for, red flags, learn more about yourself, what you don't want and want in relationships, and make better decisions about who you partner with in life, because it's so critically important.
So the true crime series, Killer Relationship with Faith Jenkins on Oxygen True Crime. These are true stories of romantic relationships, malice, death. When examining these type of events, how do you mentally prepare yourself to approach each story from an objective standpoint, or are you able to?
Well, each story is so different because each victim in the case is so different. And we choose stories where the families give us their blessing to share what happened with their loved one and with their family members. So that's very important to me. And that's also the human side of it. Even though I've seen a lot over the course of my career and I've handled a lot of crime and violent cases, it's still very heart-wrenching. And I have a lot of empathy because you always meet a new family who's been impacted by tragedy. So some families, they don't want to tell the story on the show because it's too difficult for them, understandably. And so we respect that. And we don't show those cases. But for others that do, they want to share about their loved one. They want the world to know who this person was and the impact that they had on people's lives. So we embrace that. They come on the show, they talk about their family member. And because this show is about relationships and the connection, oftentimes the family members also know the perpetrator and they know them well. So you're able to get the perspective from the family of what they thought about the perpetrator before they knew that they committed this crime. So we take them through the entire range of emotions. And for a lot of these cases, the families and friends are shocked that it was the person that was so close to them that committed such an unimaginable act.
So, hosting a crime series like this, does it ever make you want to maybe get hands on, get into the investigation field? Maybe something similar to that of a crime scene investigator?
Well, I do consider myself to be a trained investigator because that was my background in the prosecutor's office. We consider ourselves to be trained investigators because of the experience of prosecuting cases. And so you'll see throughout the series me giving my opinion on the investigation, where the investigation is turning. We show a lot of witness interviews, potential suspect interviews, because we want the viewers to see what people are saying and look at their body language. And what do you think as a viewer? Do you think they're telling the truth? Do you think they have something to hide? Do you think they're the one that committed the crime? Or are they really trying to help the case? So we take them through the various aspects of the investigation. I give my opinion as to what's happening. And in the end, there's always that element of who done it in these cases, and people at home are trying to figure it out, and they're weighing in on if they think the investigation is going well. And in the end, you have someone who's held accountable.
Sadly, we are out of time, but Faith, it really was such a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Everyone, you can watch more of Faith Jenkins in the series Killer Relationship with Faith Jenkins on Oxygen True Crime. Faith, you take care.
Thank you.